you're like me and love a bargain, then you're going to love the link in the description, as it's going to take you to Instant Gaming, which is a platform that will save you a lot of money on all of your games. This includes Steam, GOG, PlayStation and Xbox also, as well as many others. I've bought a couple of games from here and saved myself some money. You should too. The link is in the description. Be sure to check it out. You'll actually be surprised just how much you will save. Not only will it be helping me out, but you'll be helping yourself out as well. Be sure to check it out. Links in the description. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome back to Terra Invicta, where you can see our little planet looks very little on this right now. Not great. The aliens have got various ships floating around, probably coming into low Earth orbit, which would appear to be the case. So we're going to have more aliens crash landing on Earth. They have a few bases set up all the way over here with more ships all arriving to go around various places. They're going to be setting up bases everywhere, which is quite concerning, considering when we go to our little planet all the way over here, we don't even have control of Europe yet. We are fighting amongst ourselves. Alliances are falling to pieces simply because factions like myself are attempting to gain control of various bits, and we don't all have the same agenda, which means so far we've got a very disunified Earth. No Space Force to think of. We are generating a bit of boost, which is just the rocket-propelled stuff to launch into space and things. But it is still very early on. I will add that. We are the extremist faction, or one of, where we want to blow up and murder anybody who gets in the way of us and the aliens. We aren't their friends, so that will include some world wars as well as fighting the aliens in space at some point. But right now we're still trying to wrestle control over Europe. This hand, the red one, as you can see, is where we currently have a major control of. We've got Spain, the Benelux region, Czech Republic, Poland, Czechoslovakia. We're grabbing the Baltic states and Bulgaria. Now, we need France. With France, we can unify all of the European Union, so we are gradually getting our presence known here. But it's proving quite a challenge. We can't actually get rid of these three other parts of the country which are controlled by other factions right now. They currently have it protected for a certain amount of time, at least until September of 2024. And that one's April, so we're going to gradually sort ourselves out and the rest of it. They're all part of the EU. We can make the EU into a super nation. I'm also going to have a dabble and see if I could do that with the African countries, because if we had a super African continent, that would be something to be reckoned with, at least I think so anyway. The African countries are very much our kind of people, because there's a lot of unrest there, and we could take advantage of that, especially being a more extremist faction. It is more difficult for us to get into more civilized places where they have more knowledge and general things, where they're not going to necessarily agree with more extreme forms of diplomacy and things, unless we can sway their opinion. So that is definitely happening. We've currently got hold of these sectors, but we have to be careful. We are well over the managing control points, which is how much of Earth and things you can actually manage. And we are well over it, so we can abandon technically these areas and leave them to their own devices, but we can still technically destroy. We can still technically control where the money is. They are just very much susceptible to enemy sabotage and things, but no one's going to be really after Africa, so we're just going to have a play and see if it is possible to unify them. Now, the alien sympathizers, yes, the servants are generally over here, which is not great, so we need to gradually grab control of them and revert them. It would appear that they are quite heavily integrated into Africa, and we can't have that. They're trying to get into Russia. There's been a few different bits. There's been a plane crash in Ukraine. Russia has occupied this country. That UFO site is going to be bad, because if the aliens manage to get control of this country, then they're going to have a rather substantial nuclear stockpile to play with. They're also running around Indonesia and Philippines, or Thailand and such. So we need to be careful. They're not in Australia. So Russia at the moment is at risk. They don't appear to be anywhere near America, so that's at least half of the nuclear sites controlled, roughly. So we'll deal with that. All of these areas over here we need to technically put on abandon. We are going for the full unity for the public spending. This makes the whole thing of the democracy change into a more favourable one for us. More totalitarian, slowly. As you can see, that is going down. Whereas in France and things, we are doing the same, but it is slowly creeping down. Whereas in Britain, for example, it's going up at 8.2. The lower we can get this, the more favourable it is for us to actually get a presence there. So we need to do that. We are gradually working our way down. But again, we are still well over the thing, so we're going to have to abandon a couple of these and hope the enemy don't actually decide to do anything too drastic. Now, the ones we do want to keep hold of is Spain. That is 100% for sure. We're going to gradually get this democracy down and everything else. We want to keep hold of Benelux. That is bordering France, which gives us an advantage when it comes to trying to take control of it. And the other ones are more of a case of we got them because we can. So we do actually have a lot of these secure, but we need to actually do something a little bit more about it now. We need to control these regions for quite some time. That one's neither done, and this one's neither done. So we can see if we can actually unify them. We do control them. Well, that is that country. And that is Cameroon. We can actually set them to be allies. What's the flag look like? There we go. I don't know my African flags too well. Go for a manage. These are all the countries that we have strong control of. As you can see, each faction has their own bits, which isn't great. But over here, we could go for Cameroon, put them on... Oh, why can't we put them on friendly? I think we just need to wait a little bit longer, see what happens. But unrest in these countries is extremely high, so we do need to be careful with that. Stability is the way that we're going for this. Military spending and spoils. That spoils is giving, you know, tax shortcuts and everything else. There's a lot of that going on in these countries. We need to try and make sure that it stays in control as much as possible. So stability. We don't have control of that, but we're going for stability in these also. Hopefully we can actually do something. So look at this, totalitarian, if I say that right. That's what we want, because we are that kind of faction. That works for us. Nearly lost control of this one. The civil unrest is gradually reducing there. We need to be wary of this country. I don't know how to say that without offending people. So we're going to have to get one of our councilors onto having a go at sorting that out. Here, we're trying to get the army built so we can have some military presence if things turn south. We're going to do the same in Poland and in Benelux. These are going to be our three main countries for the time being. Czech Republic and the others, we're going to try and just influence everything as much as possible for the time being. We might have to abandon them so that we don't eat into our influence too much, or we're going to be in trouble. So this one, for example, I may have to abandon it, but we can still, so that's reduced it a good chunk. We can still control what's going on here. So we're going to go for full unity and really spread that around. That's wonderful. We'll do the abandoned nation on that one as well. 6 months, and there we go, we're getting all of our stuff back. So we'll stay with that for the time being. In Spain, we're looking pretty good. The army is slowly being built, and we've got a little bit of money going into various other bits. Same in Poland. These two countries we're still on the unity grab. Gonna try and keep the economy somewhat going, but we might just go full unity just to really ramp that up. We'll do that. We'll also do it in northern Baltic states. We are going to grab that territory. We do need to put defense on in Benelux though. These African countries don't really cost that much to get hold of, so we'll just keep hold of them as they are. We did have hold of Central African Republic, but we lost it to a civil unrest. We could do with grabbing that back. We also need to grab all of these other states as well, which are in the EU and such, or neighbouring countries, and really spread our influence around as best we can. We've got this council, they're going to grab the rest of the northern Baltic states. We've got this one investigating this alien activity with the plane spaceship crash. He is our activist. We have a tycoon. She is very good at doing various bits. Currently she's done the mission for this turn, and we have an operative and a, I can't even say that, evangelist, if that's how you say that. Do correct me, I've forgotten what he was doing, but regardless, we are doing things. We're gonna get time moving forward. The plan is to try and grab more of Europe and see if we can unify some of Africa. Soon enough, it's going to be a case where we can actually put things on the moon, which is what we want to be saving up for, because we can actually mine for resources. Now, once we get some things over there, it is going to take a little bit of time, and it's going to use our boost to keep supplying it. So we're going to grab as many lunar bases as we possibly can. For that, we're going to need boost. Completed our research into the thing. We've got some extra boosts from it. And there we go. We have grabbed control of that region. Excellent. Make sure that we stick that on full unity. Start spreading our influence everywhere. There we go. We can stick... Oh, a new alliance. Oh, that's because... Yeah, France and South Korea are now buddies. What the factions do is get all of their countries that they control in an alliance with alliances with each other, and gradually separate them off from everybody else, which is a nuisance. We can't be having that. Do need to get our points on defense, so we better do that now. Start off with Benelux. This costs 20 influence. We're currently getting 55 a month, so that's not bad.
Securing our control.
Better get that done. Now we have our activist who can gradually increase our public opinion or increase unrest and things in various states and countries. He was off investigating the alien activity. Now we can think about getting ourselves a little bit sorted out here. We could get him to go and grab some of these countries. Could get Chad back. Or we can keep trying to grab various other parts of the EU. We'll keep doing that so we can mess with their politics. This man or woman can actually defend our interests. We'll get her to defend Poland. We are going to be keeping hold of that, and we're not going to be abandoning them. And we've also got the guy in, or woman, sorry, in France, where she can potentially do a crackdown and force these out of position. Now that's all well and good, but they're all on full defense, so we can't do it. 0% chance it is not going to happen. We could start doing it in places like here, for example. We've got a 6% chance of doing it, which isn't great, not going to lie. But there's various others which we can do. We may start doing that, or we can actually stabilize a region, because some of these which we control are on the brink of civil war. This one here, for example, we can stabilize that nation so it doesn't actually go mental. So we get her doing that.
At your service.
And the other guy, he could do the same. Where do we want him? They're all calming down a bit. That one's going up, but it's not so bad. This one really is on the brink of war. We can pretty much keep that as it is for the time being. We've already got one woman doing it. Could try and just grab the rest of Portugal with it and influence politics further. We'll do that.
Them on board.
Don't think it'll be too long before we actually have an army built. That'll be fantastic.
Securing our...
Ooh, big development. Russia is conducting a series... Oh yeah, because they're right next to us. A series of snap military exercises near the border with Slovakia. Oh no, we own that. The exercises come at a time of greatly increased tension between Slovakia and Russia. The Republic of Slovakia fears that an invasion is imminent. That is not good. Right, so we could do various things. This one will condemn the exercises as needlessly provocative. Triggers the following effects. Cohesion in Slovakia reduces. Causes some public opinion in Slovakia to turn away from us. And military. So that's the rubbish option. We can't mobilise our own forces because we don't have any army. We can send in operatives. That might be the good option. Reduces their military tech and their cohesion by 1. We're going to do that. See, I was on the ball. We do need armies. Oh, hang on a minute. If they attack Slovakia, that will drag all of the European Union into it. That would be interesting. Regardless, we do need to be on the ball. Might even be a case of we need to have control of Hungary more than Czech Republic because it's on the border with them. Now we can stabilize. Oh, we've done that mission. That's good. That's stabilizing the African countries. So we'll see how this develops. We're going to change our spending priorities from everything in Poland to just building the military, including the unity. Now we'll have a little bit on the unity. That's hard to get hold of, so we'll keep that there. We can do the same in Spain, actually, because we need this desperately. And with those 2 missions complete, we now actually have control of Portugal. So we're going to go full whack on unity with these and start spreading our influence further in the region and the EU as a whole. Portugal, we're going to abandon it, leaving the areas exposed, but it keeps our control point doodahs lower, which is wonderful. We can still influence the money and everything else which happens over here. Now we've also got the Benelux region in par with our requirements, so we're going to get them building an army as well. Full on. Others aren't quite there yet with the unity, so we'll just stick them on there. We are gradually sorting these out. We're all on stability mode, simply because they're so volatile right now. We'll leave them like that. I'm going to try grabbing more of Africa now.
What?
I suspect there's some alien activity around here because the Sympathisers are very much strong here. We're going to keep an eye on this. Grabbing the central part of Africa will gradually spread our influence around the entire area. So we'll just see what we can do. This is an interesting one. Paramilitary violence. We have strong evidence that in South Sudanese paramilitaries are committing atrocities in the Khartoum region. I probably said that awfully. The government of South Sudan has naturally denied any involvement, but we are obliged to respond nevertheless. And we can crack down on them, but that will give us a atrocity, which doesn't do us any favours. We can use some influence, which will damage us a bit, but nothing too major. I don't like the other two. Attempt to negotiate them. There's a big chance of it being absolutely useless. and I'm not willing to pay a lot of money to sort it out. So, yeah, with that one, it gets triggers loads of things. But we're going to go for a peacekeeping support from the international community.
Our presence
yes,
is growing.
Excellent. We've also been attacked. We lost a control point in the northern Baltic states, which is understandable. We can try and take that back. We also had a lot of mess going on over here. Now, this African sector is so chaotic. It is very dangerous. Now, we're actually on stability, which gives lots of money and things to the country's elites, which isn't necessarily very good. If we just spend a lot of money on the military sector, it will gradually help. Now, if we have a look at this, unrest in this nation will change by 0, well, a good chunk per month until it reaches a rest value of 9, which is ridiculous. Unrest changes by that much per 3 investments in the military priority, which is this one. Now, if we stick everything we can in that, have a little bit in unity, welfare, and everything else, that welfare does the inequality. Economy, obviously that's the economy. We need a bit of that, so we're going to have to stop the spoils one. I don't like that one anyway. That should increase the military spending, which should gradually sort that out. However, we do need to be careful that that has gone up to 9 point something stupid now because of this. So we do need to be careful. I'm not even going to invest in the economy. We're going to go for welfare more, simply because if you invest in the economy, the inequality goes up further. So we'll turn that off for the time being. Just go for a little bit of welfare, a little bit of unity, but lots in the military. That way we can hopefully crack down and keep control of these regions. It's very dangerous not doing the spoils one, yes, but in my eyes it is just lots of money not being spent on the right thing. The spoils really hurts the country, so it's dangerous, but we can always get it back, I suppose. Now then, we did lose our point over here, so we're going to go and get that back as soon as we can. So the one we lost in the northern Baltic states, we can get it back with a purge mission. We'll do that straight away. It's going to be a little while, but when we can actually crack down on these, we are going to do so in France. It is going to take time. One thing we can do is send our diplomat to advise, share their expertise to the nation or habitat. The Council's science, command, and administration duties will improve the target's research output, combat capabilities, and financial performance. Nice, we'll do that in Spain. The activist, we can just keep him permanently in France now, I think.
We must persuade the people.
Shouting about all of our lovely things that we constantly do. The tycoon, we can get her gradually doing other things. We can get her to purge the one that we lost. In fact, we can get her to purge the one that we lost. She's good, the operative.
Terminating the opposition.
We can just gradually start taking over more of Africa and then abandoning it as soon as we have control. Just to get more influence over the entire area. Or we could even get her gradually shouting around in France as well. That might be a better option. Get 2 of them on it permanently.
Making our case.
While we have this man constantly inspiring our operatives to make them more loyal. That would be good. We're going to have a few now which are constantly going to be
Where do you need me?
working
Ready to
on various bits. We're going to have one operative constantly getting our current operatives' loyalty up. Don't want any of them leaving us.
standing by for orders.
We're going to have the operative doing various bits to take over.
Your orders?
The diplomat is going to be, we're going to use him to gradually take over more countries.
Your orders.
The activist and the
Standing by for
tycoon,
orders.
we are just going to use them to keep shouting and dancing in France so that when the time comes it will be easier to take over. Oh nice, we've actually got a good boost in Spain. This is the advice mission. Excellent,
Their
good
loyalty
boost in there
remains
of everything.
questionable.
Research and economy and everything. Once these armies are built in Spain and Poland, we are going to go for a full spaceflight program. Get our boost sorted. Nice, we took care of these. We've successfully purged them. It's been a while since we've done this, but these are our councilors, all random people. They gain experience as they do things. They gain it for attempting missions. Typically gain 2 XP for every successful mission in which they pass a die roll. So the more successful missions they do, the more experience they get, and the more experience they get, the more things that we can do with them. Now we can actually gain stats and things with these. Now it would be good to have more of these overall. So that would include things like, where's it gone? The operative one and stuff like that. So we need to just have a weigh up. I'm going to give him the connected trait, which will gradually give us some more influence, which is wonderful. This guy, oh, he's got a lot of things that we can do. Now, let's just check out the missions, what they can actually do. Now, he is the activist. He's good at public campaign and increasing unrest, which is all persuasion. Apart from this one is the commando stat, which doesn't have any of, but he's going to be very good at persuasion. Influence, should I say. So when we click on him, persuasion stat is one thing that we need to have a look at. Now we've also got these. Oh wow, look. You can gain the trait of a criminal. Now we do have a trait here where he is inflexible, which means it costs 10% more to have any of these. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Get rid of that. And that's going to be him done. This lady is the tycoon. She
Where to?
can purge and do various other bits. But her strongest stat is administration. She could definitely do with a bit more persuasion though, so we'll give her a couple of them. That will improve her stats on some of the things. I'm going to go for another one of them as well. See how that happens. Now, this lady is the operative. We need more espionage and command for her, if possible. We have a look at her. She can do crackdowns and things. That one is the stat of whatever that is, so we'll have a look at that. And the purge is the undercover one, so we'll just have a look. Oh, it's the investigation. That was that stat. We need to have a look at that. We can stick more in the investigation. That will do the crackdown sector, the world of good. We can gain a trait where she gets an extra £1 a month. Well, we'll leave that for now. Now this man does various things, which is quite nice. One of them is inspire. Now I do want our ladies and men to be loyal, and to do that we need more stats in persuasion. We're going to try and get them all super loyal. Oh, it's not been with us for too long though, so we don't really have the stat for that. We can give him the affluent trait though, where he makes a good living. That will give us at least a little bit more money per month. It's better than nothing, and it's done then. Our army is neither built in Spain and is neither built in Poland as well. This is lovely. As you can see, her stat has now improved because we improved her persuasion, which is wonderful. I'm going to try and get these out of Greece because we can. purge them.
Targeting the opposition.
While we gain control of the other one. Oh, we can't. We can do it in Romania, for example, though. That might be a good idea. Still trying to get more control in these countries. As you can see, it is quite difficult and is slowly turning to our side. But, like we said, it's going to take a little bit of time. All of these countries are going to having a hard time of it, that is for sure. Civil war pretty much everywhere. So we've got the paramilitary violence again. This isn't great. Obviously, they deny it. So what will we do? We can crack down on them again. It will reduce cohesion, which is quite fine. We'll see. Soon get that back. We'll just crack down on them. Need to find out what's going on here. It may be... Oh, we've got another alien craft in orbit, which isn't good. Oh, two more. Oh, wow. And another alien base. Are you really? Zoom in right in on that. Oh, we can't actually see what's there, but we know it is there. Oh, it's all under construction. So they've just built that. That ain't great. Oh, this is not going to go well. We've got another alien crash site down here. And another one in... Oh, no. Canada? Really? Not good. We've got an alien station as well, which is being constructed. Great. We got some of Greece. I'm going to try and take them out of Romania again. We failed. We finally have a military under our command. Excellent. That's going to go a long way, is that, in securing our positions. But the military might of 4, so it's not as strong as France. But it is better than Russia. And we just need to make sure that we have one in Poland. Now we've done that, we can't... Oh, we can technically have another army here, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to try and get them in the other regions. We need boost, so we're going to not build a navy or the army. We are going to go for spaceflight program full on. At least until the space flight program is operational, and then we can start distributing a little bit of money towards the economy and things. We've now fully got control of Greece, which is fantastic. So I'm going to set them all onto Unity and then abandon it. Excellent. What? We need... No, we need to pay 3... Oh, man. That was a bad one. All that time getting boost gone. That's actually 6 months worth of boost disappeared. So that's going to hurt us. We don't get on with that soon. On a good note though, we've just taken care of the opposition in Romania. So we're going to grab that soon. It's official, that army is now under our control. Another thing as well is, if we can't really get hold of France, having all of these nations bordering Russia will actually give us more of a chance of gaining control inside of Russia. And yes, we'll have to boot out these guys, but it is still a very good start. You can unify all of these countries as well. So we'll see. That's plan B. We're going to get the remaining control point on Romania and then abandon that, because as you can see, it's eating into our control points already. There is a small chance that we can actually get inside of Russia here. Very slim. But if we just give it a bit of a boost like that, we've got a 20% chance of doing a crackdown on one of these control points in Russia, which then we could technically start removing the position out of. But if we have a look at this, popular support, yeah, it's negatively affecting us. Oh, there, over there, Cap. Right. Popular support is pretty good. If we can, yeah, we're going to try and grab Russia. They aren't protected. We can't do anything with France right now, so we may as well go with Russia. America's just out of the question. It's too juicy of a target. We can't do it. We're going to get hold of Nigeria as well. We'll see if we can somehow form these together. Oh no, there was another revolution in South Sudan, so we lost that control point. I need to get that back. I might even go full on and trying to get Russia sorted. That might be a good idea. Might be easier. They clearly...
We're taking over.
Oh, they've done a shield thing on it, but we're gonna get it, I think. Might be easier. We'll target that for the time being. I just want one of them.
Our support.
I'm gonna go for the beginnings of an army in the Czech Republic. Or I could even do that in Romania. Which one's the bigger country? That's probably the best bet. Looking at GDP, Romania is the stronger nation. So we're going to go for Romania as one of our other ones. We can go for a abandoned nation in the Czech Republic. We need to get our control point number down. Keep the unity on high. That should just favour us in general anyway. Just keep that unity at full whack. And I suppose we can even stick a little bit on the economy and things to keep it happy. Yeah, the 4 main countries we're going to have hold of here is Spain, Benelux, Poland and Romania. We're going to get them all to have an army. All the other ones in between, I'm going to abandon them and just go on full unity until they get to something stupid, and then we're going to go for a little bit of econ and welfare, just to make them a nicer place to be. Don't want them getting any armies built at all, because as we've abandoned them, our control points are very weak there, so just having them on unity will keep us very strong, and the economy and welfare will just make them a better place to live. Having the welfare inequality low is good for us. We'll see what happens with that. I will be abandoning Slovakia now that we have Romania. We'll abandon that. There we go, we're bang on the money with our control points again. It's wonderful. We need to make sure that this stays secure. We're going to go for a defend interest mission on that.
At your service.
And everything is good. I'm going to move the activists over to Russia, just to see what we can sort out. Or do I just keep pushing with France? It is quite difficult to actually decide. We'll see if we can influence Russia to some degree as a backup. We'll keep going for public campaign missions there. Oh, now they have actually put a shield on all of them. Oh, they have as well. That is infuriating. Yeah, so we're going to keep going with France then.
Where to?
Because they put that shield on, it's made it very difficult to actually do a crackdown on things, and it'll be forever until we can actually do anything with it. So, we're going to keep going with France, because their shields will be down well before the others. Now, gradually, I want to... Oh, that's good. Increasing the unrest 10%. I want more. We'll keep going for public support missions, whatever that's gone. Yeah, in France, there you go, that'll sort you out. Do need to play with these African countries soon. I do need to get hold of South Sudan again.
Ready for orders.
Acknowledged.
I'll have this guy do that because he can.
Putting our people in
And we've got an operative, she is in Russia. We're gonna just move her back. See if we can actually increase unrest. There's only a 10% chance, which isn't great. I might actually investigate these alien activities while she's doing things, so we'll get her doing that. Nice. Allows sending of probes to Earth's moon and construction of habitats there as well. Right, now we really do need the boost. We're still working on a spaceflight program. If we pause this now and actually have a look-see. The moon, there we go. We can actually send a probe over, prospector probe, so let's do that first of all. But if we want to form a site, that's going to cost us 4 boost launch from Earth, which isn't that much. I thought it was going to be more than that, not going to lie. We'll launch this probe, that will take 19 days. Go. Probe launched. Excellent. This should be the start of us actually getting into space. Oh, nice. And we also have now an army in Poland. Excellent. Space flight program initiated in Spain. Oh, this is looking good already. Nice. Spain has joined the list of spacefaring nations by launching a small satellite to orbit. Factions may begin building boost and mission control there. Nice. So that's going to be all us. Mission control is this. And this is our ships and habs require. Yeah, okay, so you need that for ships and your habitats, which will be things like the station on the moon, for example. So we're going to go for full boost just for the time being, because we need that first of all before anything happens. I'm going to stick a little bit of money in welfare and things. Just a little bit. Get the unity back down to 1. Just a smidge. Like that, while we go full on in boostage. With the army in Poland now as well, that is very successful. We can now properly get a spaceflight program sorting for them as well. I'm going to go for that. What did they do in Spain? Oh, knowledge a little bit as well. Nah, we'll leave that off. So, education. The nation's education value is scored based on the average years of schooling in a citizen. Blah, 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 blah. Nations with higher education scores produce more research and are more resistant to extreme propaganda, but gain less cohesion from the unity thing, which is what we really smashed out on. But we'll just leave that for the time being. Keep a little bit on unity, welfare and economy. Gradually increase that while everything goes on boost. We're going to do the same in Poland now. In Romania, we're still getting the unity up to full whack, so we'll leave that at that. The rest of them are pretty solid, all doing the unity thing, which is fabulous. Leave them there. Even doing it in Portugal. And in the Benelux region, it's going to be a little while, but we are going to get an army there as well. Hoping that we can keep control of these nations quite well. We've managed to get South Sudan back. So we'll just see what we can do with all of that. Gonna go for that. Full blocks in the military, which is security and everything else. On all the regions that we have around here. We're gonna try and get Nigeria as well. I was still waiting a little bit before we can carry on with that. We're gonna purge the enemy out of there.
But my mission is
got another revolution in Africa again. I need to try and keep hold of these. Here's something interesting. Alien conspiracy theories. Alien conspiracy theories spread. A number of often conflicting and mutually exclusive conspiracy theories about the aliens are spreading like wildfire over social media. Some of the most popular theories are that the so-called aliens are nothing but government surveillance drones, or that the crashing UFOs are really nothing but swamp gas combusting in the atmosphere. Now, some even think they may be secret factions planning to sell Earth out to the aliens. So this is a bit mad. People caught up in this nonsense, fear-mongering, are beginning to hamper efforts to combat the very real issues caused by alien arrival. Now we could ignore it. And that will have two possibilities that they go a little bit meh. The second one is that we suffer a loss in public opinion around the world. We don't really want that. Or we could shape the narrative. With a little effort, these theories can be adjusted to support our cause. We could pay 50 quid, and that will give us some public opinion boost around the world. Absolutely, I'll do that one. Now then, here's another thing that I need to do. Right, we have this country and this country. I want them to unite. So if we can manage the allies, we just manage all of these. All of them, we just want them to be normal with all the rest of them. We want them to be best buddies with that country. So every one of these, we'll just put them on normal. I don't want them on allied, I just want to do them like, that's it, all of it. So why can't we do it here? Requirements for alliance with Cameroon fail. Not at war, pass. Not rivals, pass. Must maintain normalized relations for a sufficient duration, pass. They're adjacent. No. Or Cameroon has 3 control points. No. Or the other one does. Or one of them has a navy. No. Because they're not adjacent, we can't do it. Which is interesting. So we're going to have to keep hold of Chad. We can get Chad and this country to do it in 19 days. So we'll go for that. These are best buddies with... Where that's gone. Oh, they're already best buddies with Chad. So we did that already. Yes. We'll get rid of the other ones. Just have that one. And that is Chad. So go away. Confirm that. We'll have the others all on nothing as well. Like that. Confirm. Oh, there's another one. What did I miss here? Cameroon. Where are you? Get rid of you. Excellent. So now they're best buddies with each other. That's fantastic.
Things are stabilizing.
Oh, wait up. Yeah, that's good.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Yeah, that's also good. Right, so we should be able to do something with these in about 18 days. Crackdown. Oh, they're trying to... We're taking Nigeria and they keep trying to get us. We'll have to deal with them. That's interesting. Italy has decided to leave the EU. Mad. Ooh, aliens abductions reported in Cameroon. Good to know these flags now. Oh, it was Cameroon. I am correct. That ain't good. But we need to actually do a thing here. Our probe has arrived. There we go. Let's have a look. Well, these are all the sites. Now, in general, we're going to need a lot of the water, the volatiles, and everything else. So, this one has a lot of water, and the other one. This one has some of the things that we just need more boost. So we're going for it. We just need more boost. We need to focus on that fully as best as we can. We are definitely getting more boost from Spain. That is increasing. Some of it is going to the EU though, which is a little bit annoying. I wonder if it's possible to have them all in an alliance, my own countries, to the point where we can make our own federation. Well, we're going to try that in Africa, so we'll try it in Africa first before we get too giddy. But we are going full pal on the boost production. It is going up. Spaceflight program in Poland, that's going to take some time, but once it's there, it is there. Unity in these countries is going up and up and up, which is fabulous. Even in Romania, we're getting somewhere. Do need to be careful in these African countries though, because they are at risk of civil war again. We'll see if we can unify these. We'll send our operative to investigate these alien abductions.
Ready for my...
I'm going to send him to try and get Central African Republic back.
establishing our...
See if we can stabilize this country, because we've got 8 days before we can potentially unify them. Well, not unify them, but get them at best buddies. France is asking its ally, us, to join in its attack on Zimbabwe. Shall we accept? What? Why do we want to go to war against them? What's so special about that? There's no aliens there or anything. Madness. We can decline. Why? France under control of the protectorate. It's them. So why do they want to go to war with Zimbabwe? That is absolutely baffling. Oh, finally, we did our research. We have completed the investigate alien abductions objective. We are at war. An investigator has confirmed that multiple disappearances have taken place of both humans and animals. The human disappearances in particular include people well outside the profile of typical missing persons reports. Until we learn otherwise, we must assume that they have been deliberately targeted by our alien visitors. Our worst fears have been realized. Unfortunately, we have no leads as to where the abductions may have been taken or how to stop the attacks from continuing. All we can do is continue to investigate. Right. Well, let's have a gander at that. Oh, we're nearly there. Oh, here we go. And here's the research which is associated with it, which is alien methods which will allow faction to detect alien contacts with humans, which is interesting. Right. We can now do the things that we need to do over here. Let's see if we can sort them out. So we can do a, wherever it's gone, set national policy with this country. Which one has the bigger GDP? This one. We'll go for them.
On my way
and
to
see
the
if we
capital.
can get them to somehow form a federation with Chad. We've also now done the research alien project, which is there are a multitude of theories about where the aliens hail from, running the gamut from plausible to absurd, blah 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 through da 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 da. Basically, they're not from here. Well, I could have told you that because they're aliens. So we've also done an objective. So we'll have to look at them in a moment. Now we need to choose research. What do we go for first? So we have Outpost Core. We need the one to do with mining. Study of space science is aimed at preparing us for the exploration and development of the solar system. Allows construction of the Outpost Core. So we'll go for that first, I think. And that doesn't take too long either. So we'll grab one of them and see about doing that. See, look, so why can't we do a federation there? I know there's no claim, but how do you get a claim? There's got to be a way. There must be a way. Not too sure. Just had a little Google. I think you need to have a research to be able to actually make a claim. And then you could potentially unify them. I think that's the only way to do it. So we need research. And currently, we don't have that. It's quite annoying. But we can get them to the point where they are all allies. That is a possibility. And I'll have to have another look into that. I may need to do a bit of research. I am going in blind. So some of the mechanics are a little bit of a wonder to me. So we'll see how we get on. On that note, I am going to leave this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves and watched me struggle along. We are actually getting somewhere now. We're gaining boost. We're going to have our own lunar stations soon, which will be marvellous. So we can start mining the moon. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Come and join us on the Discord. A few of us are on there. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers. Bye-bye.